So today when I came home, I was just flipping through the channels, and the main news that was on every channel was that the dock workers' strike was suspended, and the tentative agreement included a 62% pay raise over 6 years. All right, so immediately, what I thought about? I thought about I was trying to see how much were they making, all right, and how much would they make at the conclusion of the 6 years, of course, based on their present salary. So I looked at um, Alabama, okay, and I saw that the Alabama average was $18 per hour. I looked at there just because that's the state I'm in. So I want to see, okay, how much would they make after, the 6 year period, after their raise was implemented. So of course I thought about it in terms of a math problem. Right. So one thing that I wanted to do is see how to set this up because once again, this is just a real life math problem. So we know that they're making $18 per hour right now. Let me put the dollar sign. And we know that they're getting a 62% raise. So 62%, of course, that's going to be 0.62. So 18% plus 62% of that $18 is going to give us X. Okay, so we came down and I knew that that would be $18 plus 62% of $18 would give us $11.16. So when we added those together, that was going to give us $29.16. So that's how much that they would be making over the 6 year period. So I don't know. I have to read closer. I think it's probably incremental increases, to get to that point. Okay, so another thing that I started looking at, I saw it and it said under the tentative new agreement, workers were earning a 61.5% raise over the 6 years. Of course, that's the 62%, they rounded it. That means the highest paid workers would make $63 per hour in the final year of the contract. Okay, so once again, my mind started racing and I said, okay, if they're the highest paid workers would get up to $63 per hour, how much are they making now? So how would we set this one up? Okay, on this problem, we don't know how much they're making now. So now this would be the X. But we do know that 62% of that would give us $63. I'm going to say this again. We don't know exactly how much they're making now, but we know with whatever they're making, plus 62% of that, that could get us up to $63 per hour. So 1x plus 1 plus 0.62x, of course, that's going to give us 162x is equal to 63. And of course, every time we are looking for x, we want to divide by the coefficient. So we want to divide by 1.62 on both sides of the equation. Okay, let me get everything right. So it takes a little time to see this sometimes. We're going to divide here, and we're also going to divide here. These two numbers will cancel out, and x is equal to $38.88. which we're just gonna approximate the $39. So one thing about it, we could use the math, and we could always kind of answer a lot of the questions that we're looking for using our mathematics. All right. So once again, we looked at it and we said that, okay, we know that they're making $18 per hour. So at the end of that 6-year contract, they can get up to $29.16. And then other problem that we were looking at, we knew that they could make $63. So we were trying to see, okay, how much are they making right now? So these are just two problems. Like I said, they're real life word problems. Of course, we didn't make these up. Yeah, we just read the headlines and went from there. But I always try to use the math to just try to help you answer some of the questions that you may have.